Hold him by the horns. Stand. Hold him by the horns. Jump on it.
Hold on to
Hi
this.
guys, welcome back to another sheep farming, failing at farming video.
Fold your fingers round the cup.
There she goes. Erin has the baby wrapped in a set of waterproofs. Today we are at Clitheroe Auction Mart and we have come to buy a long tup, haven't we, Maeve? Gonna go buy a new sheep?
I swear, the second sign up for a walling course, all the walls just start falling apart. So it's just me and Fidget today. We're just bringing up some of the ewes. There's a couple of lambs in here as well that haven't quite gone yet. Just bringing them up for a little bit of a check over. Mainly feet. We've got quite a few lame ones, but that comes back to a bit of scold from having the grass a bit too long, getting in between the hooves, irritating the hooves, and the flies coming in, get the irritated skin and put some maggots in. So it's just me and Fidge walking them up, taking our time nice and slowly. Thankfully the sheep are starting to get the bearings around the farm now, so when it's just me and Fidge pushing them up, they roughly know where I might want to be pushing them, rather than in the early days when we just moved onto the farm. It was chaos. The sheep didn't know where to go, the dog didn't know where they were going either, so it was absolute bedlam. Whereas now, as you can see, they're quietly walking up through the gate because they know where I want them to go. Thank God for that, because it's chaos otherwise.
Anyone that's been watching us for a while will know Fidget does this pretty much every time he's worked.
Very autumnal now, the mud is coming, so I've just got a few of these guys in, a couple of lame ones to get through and check the feet over. 2 or 3 of the ones that we're already working on, we're just sort of checking out. There's our blind one in the middle there, that mule there, one with cocked head, only sees out of one eye. So yeah, we're going to go through now, check the condition. That gritstone's looking a bit drawing, she's got a lamb on her, so I want to check her over and see what's what. Stand.
Nothing to report here with these ewes. Everyone's looking fit and healthy. We do have a few lame at the moment, like Tom mentioned, so they've had a little bit of TLC, but nothing to report really. Out they go again.
Sorted you. So it's back to auction day, and the game plan today is to buy 1 tup. I'm not very good at making plans, and I'm not very good at sticking to them. As you'll see later on, things change a little bit. So here I am, just in the pens. The girls have gone off for the most important bit of the day. Gone to the cafe to get some good munch. For the life of me, I don't quite understand Lydia's choice here. She's gone for lasagna chips and mushy peas. So on to the sale now, which I have to say, trade was absolutely flying. The sale topped out for a tup at 10,000 guineas, which was sold by K&S Kempton. So fair play, guys. Absolute amazing tup. This was a breed and centre record, so pretty impressive numbers there. Some other ones, 7,000 guineas from one from Thorpe and 6,500 guineas from Whitewell. So some pretty high numbers being thrown around. For the tup averages, aged rams average 563 guineas. Shearlings average 1,059 guineas, and ram lambs average 787 guineas. So here is a shearling tup that I picked up in the sale. I think I surprised the girls with this one. They were all for leaving, and then before they knew it, the auctioneer shouted out my name because I bought another one. So this was the second tup we bought of the day. So as well as the tups, I also went a little bit off-piste and got a pen of 6 gimmer lambs and a pen of 6 shearling ewes. At this point I realised I really needed to start sitting on my hands because I've got a problem. A bidding problem.
It seems a bit of a rogue decision to have bought these, but the price was right. They're not going to cost us much to run on for a year, so why not?
Here is the main reason we came, well in fact the only reason we came, to get a tup. And this is the big lad himself. I'm really happy with the one that I've got. He's got a nice bit of meat and a bit of bone on him, so I think he's going to do really well for us. Well, I go to the office and see how much I've actually spent today. And Per Lydia's setting up the gates to run the sheep out into the trailer.
So it's not always the case, but at plenty of auctions, particularly today at Clitheroe, we were left very much to our own devices to sort your own sheep that you've bought back into your trailer. So once you've collected your pass out form from the office, you are welcome to take your sheep virtually straight away. It's quite common after you've bid on your sheep that you'll leave the ring and just go double check that what you bought was actually worth the money you spent on it. So we already knew exactly where the sheep we'd bought were in the pens, so we were able to find them straight away once we had our pass out form and get them ran up to the trailer. So Tom has the pass out form there in his hand. Some auctions make you produce this before you take the sheep. This basically includes information about who you bought, what lot they were and how much you spent.
So the first ones that we're loading up are the shearling ewes.
Just to mention one of the pens of sheep that we never intended on buying today.
So we're just walking them down the race here, over towards the trailer. These guys, in theory, won't have been lambed before, so this will be the first year they get tupped later on when we put our tup in. Erin's just putting a little bit of pressure on here just to keep them moving. The last thing you want them to do is start turning around on you. So just a bit of pressure on the back, gently pushing them on, nothing too aggressive, just gently pushing them to get them all the way to the trailer. These guys are the next pen of 6, and these were the lamb ewes. So these guys will run on for a year. We won't tup them this time. We'll keep them till this time next year before we put the tup in. Luckily, my own laziness paid off for me here, because after last week's buying sheep, I left the decks in. So although the plan was to only buy 1 sheep today, I'm walking away with 14.
And we'd hate to have any cheeky accidents on the way home involving 2 tups and some ewes. If you watched our last video from auction, you'll know that Tom will always recommend travelling your weight at the bottom of the trailer to keep your trailer stable and balanced when travelling.
So our 12 ewes are going on the bottom decks, and our 2 tups will go up on the top decks.
So now on to moving the tups up. Slightly more complex, but we usually don't have a problem. These are exceptionally large, heavy and powerful animals, as you can probably tell, and could very easily get the better of you if they weren't as friendly as the kind of tups we have at home. Obviously, we have no reference to the personality of these tups or what they're like, so we have to kind of take them as they come on the day. Here is Tom's bigger, the big boy, as we call him, and seems slightly feistier than the shearling, I will say. Got himself in a couple of little tussles while he was in the pen with some of the other tups, but on the whole it seems like a nice, quiet, straightforward guy. So here he is, the big lad. He's trying it on with Tom a little bit there, but that's nothing too out of the ordinary. Obviously these guys don't know each other, and as much as we don't know him and have to be cautious, he'll feel the exact same about us. Off he goes there to meet his friend, and as you can see, straight away makes a pass at just dominating him there and just saying, hey, listen, I'm in charge. We would never normally keep 2 tups together. Obviously, for travelling purposes, they have had to travel together today. He did give him a little bit of a piece of his mind, but nothing too disastrous. But we would never usually keep 2 tups in the same field at home with nobody else in there with them. We would always just bob a castrated male in there, even if we didn't have a spare tup to bob in with them.
We're all loaded up now, so it's been a long day for these guys and for us. So it's time to head on home. One last look at the tups. I'm really happy with these guys, especially the big fella. So we changed our mind on the way. We've dropped them a little plot of land we have, not on the farm. So here I'm just grabbing this one out. The reason I grabbed this one out is just to get it's still got its tag on. It's around its neck, so it's lot number. And it's just a little bit of string with a little cardboard on, giving its number. You can see there in my hand. I don't want to leave that on in the field just in case it wraps itself up. Sheep have a a funny fascination with killing themselves, so one less opportunity for it to do that is better. So out they go onto some fresh grass. Same again with this one. This is one of the lambs, a different pen, different lot number, so a different tag around its neck. So as you can see, this grass is fair gone away from us, so we'll just chase these on and get it down a little bit. It's a bit too long, but better to put something on it than leave it to go to rubbish.
Here.
So here come the tups. Again, another small little plot of land we've got. In here, there is already 3 Ryland tup lambs and 1 blue-faced tup lamb. This grass is a bit nicer as well, so we'll treat the boys before they get to do their job in about a month's time. So the tup lambs that are already in here, they're quite small compared to these boys, but they'll soon figure out the hierarchy. They'll establish who's boss, who's not. My money's on the big man.
Go, Colin, go. Try not to worry too much about those little lambs, guys. The little ones are actually a really good candidate to bob these big fiery tups with, because they're not going to see them as a threat whatsoever. There's going to be no intimidation value here, so there will be pretty much absolutely no reason for a tussle to start. The lambs will be quite confident and happy saying you guys are in charge, and the tups will be quite happy with that too. So sadly, Tom forgot to take this big lad's lot number off, and somehow this ended up mine and Erin's problem.
Got it, yeah.
At this point, the storm was fair driving in, and it was time for us to leave the tups alone and let them work it out amongst themselves. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Look in the background. Look in the backdrop.